All right, guys, in these videos, what we're going to do is it says that LMNO is a parallelogram. So this thing over here is a parallelogram, and asks us to identify the definition or theorem that justifies each of these statements here in green. Okay, and just for our convenience, I labeled these A, B, C, D, E, so that we can fill those in to the blanks, and it'll be a little bit easier than writing out the whole thing. All right, let's try it here. The first one says, why is LP congruent to PN? All right, remember, if LMNO is a parallelogram. All right, so let's look at LP. LP is congruent to PN, saying that those are congruent. All right, so I can put my tick marks on it. That's because, if you look at our follower here, that's because the parallelogram diagonals theorem. All right, letter E in our case. So I'll just put an E for that, the parallelogram diagonals theorem. The next one says the measure of angle MNO plus the measure of angle NOL equals 180. All right, if we look at those two angles, MNO is this angle up here, all right, plus NOL is this angle down here. Why are those two equal to 180? Well, if I look at my different options, that's going to be the consecutive angles theorem, or D in our case. Okay, D. All right, the next one says that MN is congruent to LO. MN congruent to LO. Why are those congruent? And that's going to be because of the opposite sides theorem, or letter A in our situation, letter A here. Next one says MLO, angle MLO is congruent to angle ONM. All right, MLO, this one is congruent to, I lost it, there it is, ONM, this one up here. So if I say those are congruent, that's going to be because of the opposite angles theorem, letter B. All right, and the last one, that should be the definition of parallelogram. The only one we haven't done, let's just double check it. It says LM is parallel to ON, LM is parallel to ON, and yes, that's because of the definition of a parallelogram. Parallelograms have opposite sides that are parallel, so that's letter C. Okay, so if you get a problem similar to this, hopefully you're able to fill out which definitions or theorems make these statements true.